maybe like 2.5 years ago.
So it's still relatively new to the.
Relatively new, yeah.
Have you done any like games or animations or anything else that we might know?
Are you aware of Path of Exile?
I'm not,
No.
but that doesn't mean
okay.
much. I'm very unhip, so.
It's made by a studio here in New Zealand. I play one of the bosses, I guess, called Uhtred, I think. So I guess if you're you're hacking the guy, and he's going like that's probably me. I have gotten to work on some like indie games and stuff, but like sometimes there will be indie developers posting a call out, and then I'll go for that, and sometimes they'll pick me, and I'll be like, "Yep, cool.
That's cool.
That's a visual novel there, or like a platform gamer there, or whatever."
So then Brawl Stars was like a rather big thing. Did you realize it was Supercell and Brawl Stars when you got the gig?
Actually, funny you say that. I only found out when I got the gig.
Oh yeah?
For the brief, when I auditioned, it was just like, this is the character Fang, this is his personality, these are some of his lines, this is kind of how he is. And then I was like, cool. And I sent the audition, I was like, just send it out, don't worry about it. It came back, I booked the job. The person who was directing me essentially said, okay, cool, you're here for Fang, do you know what this game is? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And it's like, Brawl Stars. I'm like, oh, really? And I'm like, what's that? I had to Google it. But yeah, I checked it and I was like, dang, they got a big following. So I feel very, very grateful and honored to be a part of it.
I was gonna ask if you had played Brawl Stars, but I'm assuming from the last answer that answer is no.
I've actually played it a little. I got interested because of it. I started playing a little bit. I'm still relatively new, but I have a fair idea of most of the brawlers because I try and rotate them to like balance out my rank.
Sure. Have you unlocked yourself?
No, because I joined a bit later, right? I've been gem grinding.
You're almost there. So... You just keep grinding, you'll get there. How did they describe Fang in like the brief? Usually they'll give like a little blurb of something about him. How do they describe the character?
I think they described him as sort of like a Peter Parker-esque, but like goofy, but cool, but like an 80s kind of kid, but an actor. And I was like, works at a movie house, something about possibly having a crush on Shelly, I don't know. And I'm like, Shelly.
Interesting.
Possibly, man.
Hey, you know what? We're going to take it and roll with it because I like that. Okay, so he may, possibly, perhaps, but he does, have a crush on Shelly. Okay. So speaking of Fang, would you mind to do some of the voice lines for us?
No.
Okay.
No, sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Fantastic! My foot.
Join us, non-profit voice for commercials.
Now you say kind and calm and soothing, but that is absolutely the opposite of what you did with Colette.
Yeah.
When I first heard that voice, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the creepiest stalkerish voice, and it is so amazing. What did they tell you that Colette's voice should sound like?
Let's see. They gave me a really solid list. As a voice actor, I really appreciate when they give a really good description, and it helps us build the voice for the character. And also pictures as well help a ton. So the description was mainly, yes, stalker and creepy were the number ones. She said, they said that she's very protective of her scrapbook, doesn't like anyone to touch it. She works at the gift shop, and she's also very protective over those items as well, even though she's supposed to be selling them, which I think is really funny. Let's see. They said her costume looks like she's a little bit in a straitjacket, so that gives the sense that she's crazy. They used the word manic in her description. What else? Oh, that she's obsessed with the Brawl Stars and that she's a huge fan, as if she's a person who's, they put in quotes, Disney obsessed. And I thought, well, hi.
Hello.
Well, yes, Disney obsessed. I understand people like that. Yeah, and I think that was about it.
I also got some questions from, the audience here. Some of them are good. Some of them, they're a little strange, but we'll just roll through a few and we'll see what you think here. So Sam asks, how long have you been in the voice acting market, which you kind of answered before. How many projects have you worked on, and what was your most fun / enjoyable one that you can think of?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I've been doing this for, like I said, about 1.5 years now, full time. And how many jobs have I done, right? I lost count at this point. I would probably say around 75 to 100 jobs so far. Yeah, around there. And as for the most fun, this one, obviously. To be honest, yes. The recording session was the most fun I have ever had for a job because I just knew how I wanted her to sound. And because I had that down, I could just let go and be free with the character.
Alyssa asks, what's your favorite voice line that you did for Colette?
Ooh, good. Definitely her laugh. Because that laugh is one that I have been doing since I was really young. Actually, I have been practicing various evil laughs for a long time. And that one is something that I was just so happy to be able to put to use and actually have as a character. So, yeah, her laugh for sure.
It's not every day that, people are just like, I've been practicing evil laughs since I was a kid. Listen, I was made for this part. Cran asked, did you do anything special to, get into character for Colette?
I would say being very physical in the booth when I was recording for her was really important. I was picturing her doing whatever she was going to be doing in the game for each line. So when she was like, don't touch my scrapbook, I'd pretend that I have it with me and I'm really protective and I go like this, kind of like with claw hands a little bit to get the vibe. Yeah. When I was chasing after my favorite brawler, I would not actually run, but just at least have my arms moving and reach out and say wait, I just want an autograph, and actually reach out towards them. So I would say the getting physical with her and picturing what she's doing in the game is what I did. So
I would ask you what your dream gig would be, but I'm getting the sense that it may be something to do with Disney.
Possibly.
Yeah.
My dream job is definitely to be a character in a Disney Pixar film. But to be honest, I will take any character in any other animated Disney or animated movie with Sony or DreamWorks or 20th Century Fox. I will take any of those because as long as my name and my character is up on that big screen, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Heck yeah. Luigi asked, do you have any Brawl Stars related merch?
It's a good question. I've been getting that a lot recently from some fans. I don't at the moment, so I am in the process of procuring that and then offering autographed merchandise. So stay tuned for how that's going to happen because I'll definitely post that on my social media.
All right. So one of the fan favorite parts here, if you wouldn't mind to, do some of the lines from Colette, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna channel her. Get into the zone of her. I see you. Look, my.
Marwin says, if you had to choose a different brawler to voice over, who would it be?
There's so many cool ones. I think Bull's fun, Crow's. But if I had to... Is it Colt? Colt?
Mm-hmm.
If I could voice him, I would definitely try to voice him because he's like a cowboy. I would try to give him a real Western twang, kind of like the Dodge Ram commercials.
Guts, glory, Ram.
Pam wants to know, how did you make the crazy voice?
If it's in regards to the Carl voice as a whole, I think I kind of explained it. I kind of mishmashed the Eddie D's in, the Fire Marshal Bill with a list. But if it's in regards to that specific line, I have no idea. Like I said, Martin just is getting a kick out of me making these ridiculous sounds. I just kind of made it like I was electrocuting myself. I mean, if Carl was electrocuted, what sound would he make? And that was where that really long one came out.
Alex wants to know, how many auditions do you send in on average every day?
Oh, man. That ranges. This is such a tough business because some days you're super busy and then some days you have nothing going on. If I were to guess in terms of auditions a week of what I would send, I really probably send between 5 and 7 auditions a week, solid ones.
Yeah.
You know?
The Brawl Nerd wants to know, in the least offensive way possible, are you as much of a nerd geek as Carl is? And if so, do you think that's why you were cast/applied to him?
I don't know. What is a nerd these days? I feel, again...
I think a nerd's kind of a cool thing these days.
Yeah, these days. Back in my day, I think I would classify myself as a nerd. I love fantasy, love sci-fi, I love lots of stuff that used to be considered nerds. Being a video game person used to be considered a nerd, and now like gaming is huge, and that's not nerdish at all. So I guess at the end of the day, probably I'm a nerd.
Nice.
I would say I'm a nerd.
We got a bunch of questions here from Chapita. I'm just going to read them off. You pick which ones you'd like to answer. What's the best part of your job? Do you plan on working on other games? How can people support you economically? What are your hobbies? Well, there's a lot of questions here.
For me, the best part of my job is when you have the opportunity to play characters that are outside of yourself. It's a very freeing medium. Voiceover is a very freeing medium where you can play a hero, a nerd, a villain, just your regular, everyday person. It can be a very tough job and a taxing job, but it's very rewarding when you get to do those kind of characters that are outside of yourself. And when it comes to, the video games, I've done two games in total, so this is one of them. And I would love to do more if the opportunities arise. Like, I'm always open if it's something that I can breathe life into, for sure. I'd love to do more video games. Hobbies. Since I started this career, my hobbies, I don't do much anymore because I really tried to focus to be successful here. But I like reading books. I don't play as much sports as I used to, but I love sports, music, movies. I love animation. Big fan of Studio Ghibli. Or Ghibli, how some people pronounce it. Those would be my hobbies. Like, I think everybody's hobbies. I don't have anything super interesting when it comes to that.
So what are some of your favorite video games to play?
Oh, man. So when it comes to video games, I grew up kind of a generation behind when it comes to systems because my family didn't have a ton of money, so I was always a system behind. And again, I'm so old. I've been around with all the systems almost, but my very first system loved Sonic, but more recently I love like role-playing games like RPGs, MMOs, Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire are two of my favorites. I love the Mass Effect. I used to play World of Warcraft, Guild Wars. I love Uncharted. Yeah, I'm just like a big fan of the art of video games.
Blaze has a question. What's your favorite gemstone?
I like emeralds. I like opals. Peridot. Is it peridot? You don't pronounce this. It's not peridot.
Peridot.
And sapphires are nice as well. I'm fancy. What can I say?
He's fancy, guys.
Yeah, he's fancy.
What else can I ask you besides the one thing that everybody loves? Would you mind doing some of Carl's voice lines for us? I mean, you've already showed us some.
Sure. Well, I'll go.
Carl is my name. Geology is my game.
And I'll apologize for the ridiculous face I have to make. And this. I don't know what this is. It just helps sometimes. So
Evelyn.
Video game, or in what setting? I gotta know.
So the game's not out yet. It is an indie party game. I won't go any further than that for now, but when I get the all clear for it, I'll be sure to let you know. But just a background character, but it's just one of those, imagine you're playing Jackbox and you've got a really silly mini game and a giant rat comes up in the background. That's me. I'm that giant rat.
Awesome. What other video games have you been in?
Well, Brawl Stars is my first major title. So that being said, I was overwhelmed by the fan base because I wasn't used to the fan base. So one, thank you everyone for being so welcoming and sweet. That really means a lot. I had to turn my phone off because it just wouldn't stop buzzing. But that being said, it was awesome. So thank you. My first game ever was actually a mod. She's called the Captain. Basically, she does all of the overall directional voices in a World of Warships mod.
Okay.
Called Mermaid's Wrath.
We've reached the rendezvous point. Objective completed. Please advise.
And that was a ton of fun. That was my first gig ever. I booked it after 2 months, and that was just the start of it all. Let me see. I'm in Dislight, which comes out on May 10th.
The universe is telling me not to clean my room today.
It's by Lilith Games, so if you're familiar with Rise of Kingdoms, they've done that game. I'm also in Rise of Kingdoms. If you played Rise of Kingdoms, if you did the Tempest Trials, I'm the voice of the boat that shoots bow and arrows.
Nice. I've played Rise of Kingdoms on this channel before. It's a long time ago.
That's awesome. I'm in mostly mobile games, which is a lot of fun because they're very easy to access, and it's very easy for me to find content and be like, oh, look at that. That's neat.
So you don't solely just do video games. I'm sure you probably do commercials and whatnot.
Yeah. So I've done some commercials, PetSmart being one of them. I have a TikTok ad for PetSmart floating around. I have not yet seen it. It has to do with a gecko. So I was literally a gecko. It was actually really cute. If anyone sees the gecko ad by PetSmart, let me know. I haven't seen it yet. I did an electrical ad for a local electricity company, which was kind of funny because I got it from a studio based in Chicago, and I got an email asked me to audition for this electrical company. And I looked at it and I was like, wait, that was my company like 2 years ago when I lived in a different city in this area. So I auditioned for it and was like, hey, I used to give these guys money. And I booked it and they gave me money.
That's right. Truth telling. Tell us something quirky about yourself.
Well, interesting. I've had open heart surgery, but it's like...
That doesn't sound fun.
I mean, I'm alive. That's the fun part.
I mean,
it was
you got me there.
I was a really, really little kid, so I don't remember a whole lot of it, but now I just get to rock this cool star for the rest of my life. But I have 2 dogs. They are my angels. I love them. Their names are Rico and Yoshi.
Rico, that's a brawler in Brawl Stars. And Yoshi, of course, we all know Yoshi. See, you named him Rico before you ever knew you were going to be in Brawl Stars. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Rico's a blue tick coonhound mix, so he's a hunting dog by trade. Both my dogs are rescues. And Yoshi is a mutt, but he could very easily pass for a mini Australian Shepherd. Everyone asks me all the time if I have a mini Aussie. The answer is no, I have a mess.
I actually had a blue tick hound when I was like in 1st grade. Just howling.
My sister lived with me for a little bit, and he was having one of his episodes, and she Googled, do dogs ever get tired of barking? And the answer was no. No,
Sounds
it's just
about
kind of like
right.
an inside joke in my house. Like, does Rico ever get tired? No, he doesn't. He never gets tired.
If you could have any job, your dream gig in voice acting, it would be...
I can't think of a particular title because you never know what's going to come out, right? So whether it's something that's already existing, I mean, if a new character happens to come out, and let's say like Pokemon maybe. Oh my gosh, I grew up on Pokemon. I was born the day Pokemon came to the United States. It's meant to be. That would be a dream gig, but otherwise, I would love to come full circle and, end up in like a Scary Nicks game or one of those games that I would have played growing up or that I would play today. So that would probably be the moment that I go, you know what, this is it. I'm really happy here. Not that I'm not already really happy, but...
Sure. Now that you've mentioned Pokemon, we all have to know who's your favorite starting Pokemon.
I would say probably Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's really cute.
I think I would have to go with Squirtle just because he's so dang cute,
I know.
All right, so favorite part of the video for many people? Would you mind doing some voice lines of Janet for us?
Absolutely. Rocket fueled awesomeness. Catch you on the flip side.
Supposed to be a shy kind of guy, but he had big Randy Savage energy.
And there is no one that does it better than the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man. That's what I was thinking. It's like, oh yeah. But I kind of thought him up for the bit more fun,
Sometimes the actual sessions with Martin over at Supercell go pretty quick. Was the session itself like pretty bang bang?
It was, man. Like I was done in about 30 minutes.
Oh wow!
And we stopped to talk. We stopped to talk because he used to live in Ireland, so we had a little chat for a while. Halfway through and then got back into it and we were still done within the half an hour.
So he didn't have to coach you in a certain direction or anything. Pretty much he's...
Oh no, he liked what I had and he just let me go loose. Yeah, he coached me on a couple of lines that were like, oh, maybe try say it this way, or I was kind of feeling it this way. I think he liked what I was bringing.
Were there any lines that you did on your own?
By the power of cinema.
Yeah.
It's like, by the power of cinema. Yeah. I kind of thought it was like by the power of Grayskull!
By the power of Grayskull!
That's the kind of energy I had there, and he was like, yes, that's it. That's beautiful. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I've never met him. Yeah, let me look at the camera here. Martin, I know you're watching this. I would like to meet you someday. So if you don't mind me asking, what do you do for your day job?
I'm a painter decorator.
A painter decorator? Okay. You look like every painter decorator I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I did see on your Twitter you used to have a full beard.
Yeah.
Grow it back out.
Yeah, definitely. I was a singer
No, I'm truly not surprised because this is a thing that I have found almost every single voice actor. You're all people that are good voice actors know how to pitch and hear things. You should go through and see. So it doesn't surprise me. Rock band or
it's only actually
I'm on your ass! Prisoner in custody.
Let me go and smoke and forget about this. Come back here! You're under arrest!
taking it, man. You never had the
You get yourself after I'm done.
Oh, is it?
Sir, I fear you're making a terrible mistake.
Paul, if you don't mind, I know the fans would love to hear you do some Buster
Start the show!
to Gail for a minute. Was there anything during the session that stood out to you as something different or something unique and fun?
Martin, as I said, is amazing to work with. Sometimes he would surprise me because I think his sensibilities of what's going to work for the game, I didn't really know what I was getting into. So I think there was a lot of that, okay, he's going to love this. I'm going to do it like this. And I'd read it and he'd go, exactly. It's like we were on this telepathic connection halfway around the world, me not knowing much about the character. It was one of the cleanest sessions I've ever had in terms of, sometimes if you have 5 people in the room, you're going to do 50 takes because everybody says, I like number 14 better. So with Martin, it was just 2 guys talking. It was just a wonderful session. It just flowed so quickly. We were on and off in less than 45 minutes. One of the cool things is that after the session was done and we were all done, and about a week or so later, I get an email and it's from Martin passing along a hand-drawn rendering of Gale by the artist who drew Gale. It was to my kids. Basically say, hey kids, your dad is pretty cool. And it was, signed by the artist. And
by Paul?
Like, hey, we got it. Yeah, we got it printed out. And
that's really cool. Do you have any other cool stuff that's coming up that you can talk about? Sometimes you guys can't talk about stuff, obviously, but
there is a Christmas time project that I've been cast for. I'm super excited about because it's going to be in basically everybody's home, including the United States, but it's a global product. And I will be one of 4 or 5 voices inside this consumer electronics product. So it's
very
cool. Big campaign. It's one of these long form. They have you do a lot of different, 1, 2, 3, 4 word sayings over. So
that's very cool. All right, well we're gonna be looking forward to this mystery Christmas thing. Of course, he's going to post it on his Instagram, which he doesn't use very much yet. There's a link. You guys can see it right there on the screen. You guys be sure to go follow Dean. He's going to show you this cool Christmas thing if he remembers. If not, hassle him about it.
You'll see me skateboarding on the Instagram, and I don't die. I do narrowly avoid disaster. It's really not worth your time to go look at it, so I'm going to discourage you from doing so.
I mean, listen, he just said that you should not, definitely whatever you do, don't go watch it.
Don't go to my Instagram.
That means, all right, so Dean, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind doing some of the Gale voice lines for us?
Let me see if I have it here because it's been several years. My glasses, my eyeballs don't work like they used to. Oh, geez, Louise! Oh, shoot!
Oh, well, you could be a voice actor on that website, and you could be a voice actor on that website. And so I was like, okay, and I signed up and immediately started getting gigs. Then really it was just the journey of doing it over and over and over and over and over again, and started making more money, and then realizing, hey, I can actually make a living doing this. And then I started getting actual coaching, and then I upgraded some of my studio equipment, and then totally remodeled my studio, and here I am, almost 10 years later from when all that first started, and now making my living as a voice actor.
That's crazy, man. One thing that I found interesting, and this is literally the most...
And one of the things that she told me when we first started working together, has always been characters in particular. And one of the things that she told me when we first started working together, that's always been one of my mantras when I do anything with voiceover, is ramp up the acting, ramp up the acting, ramp up the acting. So whenever I feel like I've done a good job in the recording, I always do it again, trying to be even bigger than the time before. Doing that has definitely got me gigs, Coco being one of them.
My biggest question is, when you were 13, you were a undead mariachi?
Yes.
That's what I figured. All right, cool. Settled there.
That's so right. I leapt off the ofrenda, picked up my guitarron, and went for it.
This was actually one of the things that it caught me by surprise. You look at the character, and we had all played him for a long time he didn't have any voice acting, and it's a skeleton mariachi, and to have the voice that you did for it, which I'm sure they gave you like some direction, like this is what we're looking for, then this voice, you're like, wait a second, I wasn't expecting that, but it's cool.
Yeah, and they gave the direction based off of a Ninja Turtle, and really it was just more about the enthusiasm they wanted. They wanted it to sound like a young rock star, confident, basically all that. Just basically the guy who's super happy to be front and center. so they sound young, but it's that unstoppable energy.
That's awesome. Did you play electric or acoustic guitar?
I play both. You know, I mean,
yeah.
If you walked into my music studio, I've got 12 of them on the wall. I'm one of those guys. I got a problem.
That's okay. As an aside, I hand built acoustic guitars professionally for about 20 years. So
cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I play guitar. Yeah, 36 years.
36 years.
Yep.
You got me. I've probably only done it for about 20-something years. So you said you've been doing a lot of work for video games and something you really enjoy. What are some of the other games that you've been in that we may know?
Well, the one that people know is from Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm Toy Freddy from the from the Ultimate Custom Night, and then the latest Five Nights at Freddy's AR mobile release from Illumix.
If I get jump scared, you get jump scared.
Wow, I would have not, you caught me off guard there. I would not have expected that. My son was literally playing Five Nights at Freddy just yesterday.
For Poco and for Toy Freddy, the journey was the same. I had no idea that it was even a thing. I just got. They didn't tell me what the name of the thing was. I got the name of the character, but that was it. I didn't get any visual. I just had some kind of random instruction that made me laugh, and because it made me laugh, I could make fun of it. And making fun of it is just one of those things that for me, even if it's for like a straight like e-learning read or something like that, if I can make fun of the voice and do it a little over the top, I get the gig. So in this case, I was like, oh, I can have fun with this thing, and so I did it. I got paid. I didn't know it. I asked the guy, just like with Poco, I asked if, you can tell me when it's released. And neither of them communicated with me after that. and then I go on Facebook one day, and there's a message for me, and I check it, and it's from a stranger, very respectfully asking if I would sign his toy. And I'm like, huh? Like, a fan? A toy? I'm like, this is blowing my mind. Like, this is really weird. Like, I have no idea. So I mentioned it to some friends later that evening, and one of my friends works at our local Target store. And she's like, oh yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is huge. We have the bed sheets and the plush toys. And I have no idea about this. So I posted about it on Facebook, and tons of my friends that are parents write back going, oh, we love that game. My kids love that game. She's like, they're like, I'm so cool to my kids now because I know Freddy.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, and I'm blown away. Like, I had no idea it was even a thing in the universe. I thought this was a very brand new game that was still in development. But what a lot of people don't realize, and what I didn't realize until I had done it a bunch of times, in the world of video game production, they're very careful about having any information about it get out before it's released. As a voice actor, they don't tell me the name of it. Oftentimes I'm lucky to know the name of my character. Typically, the voice happens kind of early to mid in the production of it. So by the time they finished it, they're not thinking about me anymore, or any of the other cast, and so they don't really send us the links. And I look at it like, okay, it's just another gig, and now I move on. One day I'm doing a video game, and the next day I'm doing some IT explainer video. It's
So you had no idea that this was for a mobile game from Supercell when you were doing this?
I did not. I did not know anything other than the name and that they wanted to fashion it after that character. That was it. It was like my experience with it was actually rather limited. So when you sent me the invitation to do this, I actually was like, had to kind of look it up again because I recorded this over a year ago, and that's kind of a lot of water under the bridge for a voice actor's memory. And started looking it up again and was like, oh, this is another one of those things.
That's awesome. So you didn't even realize that you were in that game that has been downloaded 100 million times.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that I got to be the one to inform you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's one of those things that it's a surprise that I don't know if anyone in any other type of field could actually have in their world. The first time I actually saw the character was yesterday.
The first time you saw Poco was yesterday?
I sort of hate to say that to the fans out there, but yeah, they didn't send me anything. Like I said, they're protecting everything, so they send as little as possible.
Mm-hmm. So you said you were like an IT explainer vid, or you know, I think that a lot of people, some people understand, but a lot of people don't understand that, you know, voice actors, they see the video games part, at least the people that are going to be watching this video, and they don't realize that you've got a lot of other stuff that you're doing, like commercials and other stuff. Do you do any, like, anime stuff as well?
I have auditioned for some anime stuff, but that's a really particular voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the ones where you really have to live in that world to get it. It's almost like going from a left-hand drive car to a right-hand drive car. It's the same, like, but it's not.
Right. It's I can drive, but not from that side.
Not like that. This has a learning curve.
What's your favorite voice to do? If you had to be like one that you're just like, yeah, like when people ask me for a cool voice, that's the one that I go to.
So I grew up in Southern California, and I was like a surfer kid and all that, and so kind of like my normal like dude, like my dude bro kind of voice. Like that's always one that I really like to do because I can make fun of it, but I also fully embody it because I grew up with it. And I also like doing Texas kind of guys, you know, like Southerners. So for me, those are just fun ones to do.
What was your first ever gig in voice acting?
Oh man, this is cool.
All right, I'm already excited.
This, you know, I'm not a super spiritual person, but sometimes there's these signposts that show up that just say you're on the right path, and they're undeniable. This one so appealed to my sense of humor that I knew this was the job for me. I was like, if this was the first gig I ever got, I was like, I'm on the right path. I got paid $5 to say, prepare the syringe for a Canadian death metal band.
Prepare the syringe. All right.
The best $5 I ever made.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So is there any like dream job, any dream gig that you would just like, man, if there's one thing I could do, I would love to do that.
Yeah, the main character on an animated series. 100%. That's, you know, that's the top level, is being a recurring character on a, you know, major series, or Rick and Morty or a Simpsons or something like that.
Would you mind doing some of the voice lines?
I actually like some of the negative ones, you know. Wow, dude! That one was funny.
But so Control, you really like that? Any others that you've been playing?
I just back to my basics, like with Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth. That's one of the games I play constantly. It's just a good time waster, and I like doing all the challenges. And then I also got back to my Left 4 Dead roots recently. I am crazy about Left 4 Dead, and I streamed a little bit. I'm not a streamer in any sense of the word. I hadn't touched my Twitch in, I think, literally over a year or something. But I was like, hey, let's try this out. And then I was sort of ambushed by a group in the Brawl Stars community. And one, can I do a Shelly impression? Así me gusta. Wait, no. Eso no me gusta. Ven aquí. No. No. Sal de aquí. Vete. No, I wanted to pick him up. I was like, well, where'd all these people come from? I'm just playing Left 4 Dead. I'm not even like doing anything popular.
Well, that's awesome, though, that they came over and showed you some love, though. That's good.
That was great. They're awesome.
You should stream more.
I should, but I'm scared and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, neither do I, but here I am. So, you know, it doesn't matter. As long as you're out there having fun, then, you know.
You could have fooled me. You're awesome at it.
Okay, I'll pay you after the video's over, okay? We don't have to lay it on too thick. Okay, well, speaking of playing some games, would you like to play a couple games of Brawl Stars with me?
Oh my gosh, I suppose I would, yes.
Okay, guaranteed. Now, if we win, you're going to have to do some M's voice lines for us.
Oh my.
Right.
Let's go.
You could actually, you can make your own voice lines while you're playing. Good shot.
Oh, come on. Yes, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Así me gusta. Let me get that. I'll get that first.
I just send Rico packing over here. Get out of here, buddy. All right.
She's so intimidating when she comes at you with her hairspray.
Right? There's another one. There's other M's. There can be only... You can't be playing M's when I'm M's.
Come on.
Playing with it. This is like the ultimate way to play M's right here.
Like, be original.
Right.
Get your own style.
Nice.
No. Okay. Okay. No, it's I want to chase him, but I shouldn't.
I do that all the time.
I don't want to leave you alone.
That guy's got 10.
No. Let's get. Oh, no. Oh, okay. She spawned back in. Okay. Yay.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
No. No.
We're okay.
Okay.
This is intense right here.
It is.
They've got so many.
No, I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. We can
You
still
got
do this.
I believe in you. You got this.
We got this right here.
Look at all those green things. Get them.
Yeah, I got the green things. Okay, you go get the other ones. Go get the other ones.
Come.
Okay.
Oh, baby. No. Get away from me. Oh.
All right. I will save you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, BB. Oh, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. Finish her off.
I want to breathe on her. Come on.
Finish her off. Yes. There it is.
No way.
Boom. That's how we win.
Hashtag winning.
That's right. Here, let's play a game of gem grab now.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This one's so you know this map. You can like jump into the middle of these spring traps. Have you played this yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Getting my point.
So it's usually not the greatest idea to jump in on the spring trap.
Oops, sorry.
Because usually people will be waiting for you, but do whatever you want.
Oh no, they have an MC. I mean, I hear she's everywhere.
Yeah, she's really strong, really strong. See,
I'll go with Mama Pam.
Oh, got him.
Cool.
Okay, you guys sneak around there. Very well done.
Bye. Oh no. Okay.
Look at this, we're dominating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh.
No, not the end of the spray. No. That's the worst place.
Yep.
No, please.
You're doing good.
Oh, thank you. Now watch me die, just to prove you wrong.
No. Oh, there we go. You saved me.
Hooray.
Oh,
no, don't amp.
Boom.
No. Somebody help. No.
That was awesome. Oh, she's probably gonna get you now.
No. I should have backed up sooner.
That's all right. Look, we've got all the gems. We've got the countdown. What do they got?
The way things should be.
They got nothing.
Stupid turret. No.
No, I'm gonna die. Oh,
yes.
Oh
No, you're not.
Okay, I totally am. But you can say the gems. Just run back. Run backwards.
I will.
That's all right. No. We got you now.
Thank you.
No, you saved that there.
Yay.
They're all just
Get
bouncing
out of here.
in here.
I'm not scared of you, Ems. I'm
Get her.
Ems.
No problem. That's how we do this. We can't lose.
That's fantastic. Fantastico.
Would you mind too much, giving us a little bit of those lines? I mean, we made a deal,
Yes, it was a blood oath. I must fulfill it. Look at me! Not from that angle. That's my favorite one, I think. And I so rarely hear it when I'm playing through. Also, hashtag win.
The question is, have you played Brawl Stars?
I've not. I've not played Brawl Stars.
Not at all? Okay, all right.
I've not. When I recorded, first of all, I hadn't even heard of it. When I recorded for Surge, that was the first character I recorded. I didn't even know what the project was called, which is it's often like that. You often just audition. They say we need a voiceover, and you audition, and you get it, and you record it, and often you have no idea what the project is, no idea when it's coming out or what it is, and so Brawl Stars. I only knew the title of it when they told me, "Oh yes, you can now announce that you're Surge in Brawl Stars." So I thought, okay, I guess that's what it's called.
So when you went to record for Surge,
Surge.
What did they tell you about the character?
They described him as a frat boy robot action hero. that was the description. So I thought that's a really entertaining, eye-catching description. And I think they maybe referenced Buzz Lightyear as an idea, but also a few other characters. And so I just sort of had to come up with, okay, let's figure out what the balance is there. And so it ended up being just a sort of macho, fun character, very enthusiastic, very bombastic.
What was your favorite voice line of Surge's?
So some of his lines had silly little puns with his name in. Yeah. So he's got Surge Protector, and he's also got, I think he had to protect and surge. And then I suggested, why don't we add in surge and destroy? And so that was my suggestion.
Awesome.
So that was my line. So I'm glad that made it into the game.
Cool. So if you wouldn't mind, could you do some of the voice lines for Surge for us?
Sure. All right. So I've got some of them. Let's party! Go, 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 go!
That was my first big thing to do.
Heck yeah.
Left for about a year or two, and then I came to another one and started auditioning through there. Had gotten my first video game with, I still don't know what it is. It was a weird name. I was like let's see, what was it?
Yes, I was the goblin. That was just, the kind of goblin.
Sounded like, sorry, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, right, Gollum.
Gollum.
Yeah.
Gollum. Golly, soldiers, which is what he wanted. Yes, precious.
So that was the first one, next one I'd gotten. And then a friend of mine got me up, and I got on that's when I started moving in, was the pay to play. And I got a friend of mine, actually locally, who did some work with, I think it was Eternal card game. And I got like 8 or 9 or 12 characters on that.
Wow.
And then I did another card game that was actually through that one, and I was called Mr. Frost. Okay. And I can't remember the name of that card game. It wasn't a card game, but it kind of was.
Yeah.
So moving forward, that was when I hooked up with Supercell.
Okay.
And that's auditioned for Bull. And that linked me up, and that's been over 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How did you get, the voice acting for? How'd you get that gig? So it just came through that site or through your contacts?
Yeah, it came through that pay to play. Yeah, Supercell went on there and just did a blanket search for people, and he said, "I want this Bronx-sounding big guy who can make it tough and sound little words with big talk." And that's exactly what he wanted. So I just gave him what he wanted, and boom, I got the job. And how long has the soft launch been on this game?
Yeah, that's a sore topic
it's
for
been
us
over
beta
2
players.
years.
No, it's almost been 2 years. It's been about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
It started in June 2017. So if once you hooked up to him, did they give you the lines to say and then you just did them, or is just all
exactly as you hear them in the game? Some guy had posted all the lines for Bull, or at least the audio for it. But yeah, it was exactly like that. I think I came up with a couple like "No one beats the Bull" or something like that. It might have been my own. I improv'd on, but I didn't improv too much. Like this. What was the Bull line? That he says in the game. Do you remember?
Well, which one?
This is
bulldozer. He says bulldozer.
Bulldozer, yeah, bulldozer. Or there was another one that he did a line off of. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like that. I can't think of it.
Okay, so they gave you the lines to say. I didn't know if
they gave me the lines to say.
I didn't know
a little bit of improv, just a little bit of improv, but mostly, the guttural stuff. I'm rolling, stuff like that. I did on my own. But aside from that, they just had a few lines that they really wanted me to say that they had already, like the unbelievable,
right,
was already one. So yeah, they pretty much gave me what I needed.
That's cool. But all right. So you said that they asked for kind of like a Bronx character. Did you draw on?
I would try to sound like a cartoon character, and every now and then I would get lucky. You feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Go ahead, make my day. And but there was a local studio that I went to, and they said, "Well, you need to have a demo. So we threw together a demo, and then they called me back when they needed a voice for a local car deal. And the voice that they wanted was a samurai type voice. I've always been a fan of Kurosawa and Toshiro Mifune, like in the Seven Samurai. So I gave him a voice like this. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. Muichiro kudasai. Hai. You know, that kind of stuff.
So good. All right, so speaking of some of the players in Brawl Stars that love you, I did ask out on Twitter if people had questions. Probably the ultimate question that I can ask. It comes from EasyA402. Straight from Mortis himself. Hat or no hat? I mean,
I would much prefer to wear a hat.
It's my man right there. Gotta go with the hat. You guys heard it, man. Mortis himself says gotta go with the hat. So you've done a lot of work for video games. Did you ever play video games, or do you play video games still?
I think the last game that I played, and I haven't finished it, was Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And some of the other games I've played are modern warfare type things.
Yeah.
I worked with a company in Turkey, and they have a puzzle game that has you twisting your phone all over the place, to try to let pieces come together. It's called Sync Party Hard, and it has to do with Hercules is partying while his father Zeus and mother are out shopping, but in the process of partying, he destroys the universe, and he has to put it back together.
This morning, my father came to me and...
Hey, it's me, Zeus. We are going to a festival with your mom, son. No monkey business while we are gone, capiche?
What a party! The guys were having fun, joking around, dancing. Oh, they are coming back a lot sooner than I expected. I looked around to see the situation. We have torn apart the whole universe. Oh, I am dead.
The demigod can put the universe back together before his father comes back.
How hard could it be?
But I did Hercules' voice and Zeus's voice, and they're very, very comical.
Another question we had from Thunderbolts Gaming: what's your favorite of all of the Mortis lines? Which one is like, yeah, that one's good right there?
There's one that gets misquoted a lot. I don't know if it's my favorite.
Bear witness to my fitness.
I've seen bear witness to my thickness and some other stuff, but I guess I would have to say
creatures of the night
and
dash and destroy, dashingly handsome.
I know a lot of people would like to hear some lines from Mortis. Throw a few of those out there.
I bring you the gift of darkness, Mortis, bringer of doom.
I want to make YouTube videos, or I want to do this or that. How do I, get into it? And you're right. You just gotta do it, and you learn as you're doing it. And that applies to so many different facets of life. You have done, like I said, you've done a lot of stuff in anime, and I know, of course, the one big one that probably almost everybody watching this is probably going to recognize is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You were Josuke, right?
Yes, I got to play Josuke in JoJo's Part 4.
Yeah, the hair is still,
Do you want to repeat what you just said about my hair? I'm working on the pump. I'm working on it. It's during quarantine time, so getting to play Josuke was just such a dream come true. It was so... I didn't know... I knew of the show, but I had never watched it at that point. A lot of just people told me, oh, it's very weird. It's a very weird out there show. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I remember just wanting to get it so bad because it was very early on in my... when I started to get auditions and started to book a couple roles. I saw 39 episodes. And I was like, that is so much practice. I want this so bad. And then I did the audition, and I was like, this guy's awesome. He's funny. He's badass. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say badass?
Sure.
He's badass. He's like super heartfelt and just he's an awesome all around character. And he was one of those auditions that you just click with him immediately.
Yeah.
Coming from musical theater, you do the same show all the time. So the thing that I did before that was I was Aladdin in the Aladdin musical spectacular for a year. So I did the same show 4 times a day, 5 or 6 days a week, every day, like for a year. So getting to play a character, it took us about 9 months or so to record the entire 39 episodes. So getting to grow with a character and have it be different and have a whole through line for a year about was just incredible. It was something I had never experienced as an actor before. So for that reason alone, like it was always gonna have a big spot in my heart. It was just so fun to be a part of.
Yeah, man. Now, so that's probably one of your biggest roles, but I do have to ask you about something that I was Googling you before the first time we interviewed and just getting an idea of all the stuff you've been in, and it's been a lot. I saw one, however, that I was like, wait, what? You did Barack Obama in Family Guy?
I did Barack Obama in the Family Guy mobile app.
Okay.
And here's the deal. He's
like, okay, let me preface this.
There were, I think, 25 auditions for the role, and they picked me, and they gave me 12 lines, and I think they ended up using 3 of the lines. So they were scraping the bottom of the barrel for that Barack Obama, and they just had to go with me. It's not a great Barack Obama. Well, it's not the best.
I can do whatever I want. Am I going to be able to Instagram that? It's great to be here this evening.
Do you find any similarities between Colt and Josuke or other characters that you did voices for?
They're both very, once they've made up their minds, they're going to go and they're going to get it, you know? So I feel like they're just balls to the wall.
How much do you relate to that personality?
Feel like Colt is just basically me on a really good day when I'm just like at a 10, you know?
Yeah.
I remember the audition for it, I was so excited about because it said, we want kind of like a Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was obsessed with that movie at the time.
It's a great movie.
So I was like, I want to do that now. Like, let's go. When I get to play stuff like that, like and I know that Colt's not a schlubby sidekick guy, but I mean, I kind of played him that way, how I would play that character, but in like a leading kind of Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy-esque kind of thing. So that's kind of how I played him, and I thought that was really, really fun.
When you did the audition, did you even know it was for Supercell or that it was for this mobile game that it was going to be downloaded millions and millions of times?
No, I had no idea. A lot of times you don't know, and I feel like that plays to my strengths because the nerves will get to me if I know what I'm recording for or what I'm auditioning for. If I just think it's, this is, who knows who's going to see this? You kind of do your better performance.
Sure, there's no nerves whatsoever, just all natural, just going for it. Do you play, or have you played Brawl Stars?
Okay, so I have played Brawl Stars, and I selfishly got to where I unlocked Colt, played a bunch of rounds with him, and then put the game away.
I mean, I get it.
I love stuff like this, and I will play this stuff to death. And for the sake of my workflow and being able to do stuff like this and get auditions done and everything else, I try not to get any apps that I can just sit on and be doing for 2 hours and just be like, oh crap, 2 hours just passed by and I did zero work. So yeah, I have played it and I unlocked Colt and was like, yeah.
I mean, you've got to. You have to be able to, play there and hear your own voice lines while you're playing.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's got to be a surreal experience.
It definitely is. I'm still not used to it, honestly. So
the part that everybody loves on these videos, I love it all, but they love to hear, if you wouldn't mind, doing some Colt voice lines.
Okay, cool. Here's some of my favorite Colts. Let me see here. Brawn and beauty. I love that one. Too pretty for...
This to everybody, and I've gotten some really interesting responses. what was your first gig in voice acting? What's the first time you got paid to voice act something?
Oh, I think, okay, so it was, not, after my radio days and actually starting out in the just strictly voice acting realm, it was like somebody's phone, it was a company's phone voicemail. Like, thank you for calling, blah, 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 for so-and-so, press 1. So yeah, it's one of those. And I was so excited and so nervous. I spent probably hours editing that so carefully because I did not want to mess that up. And then now when I do those things, it takes me minutes. I'm like, you do so many of these things. But looking back, I was a nervous wreck.
You had to get that voicemail perfect.
Yeah.
It was the first one. You had to. I was looking over your IMDb and I see something that is really interesting to me, or at least this is odd to me, is that I don't know how many of the voice actors that I've interviewed, but at least like 4 of you have all been in the game or in the app, the Marvel Avengers Academy app. Is this like just a breeding ground for Brawl Stars voice actors? I'm pretty sure it is.
Maybe it is like the training ground for everybody. I'm not sure, but I noticed that too. And so I was like, oh, you're in that game? Me too. Oh, you're in Brawl Stars? Me too. Like our resumes are the same? Okay. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
What did you play in there?
I played Nadia Pym.
This is completely off topic, but it made me think of it too, especially because I've been in a somewhat similar situation where you make a career change in the middle of your life. Mm-hmm. What did your family think about, oh, so you're just going to do this now? Or were they like, man, yeah, you should totally do it?
I have such a supportive family, and I've been super lucky. And I think actually that's the only reason I've made it so far in so many of my careers. When I was like, oh yeah, I want to be a news anchor, they weren't like, oh, okay, it's going to be pretty hard. They were like, well, then you better be the best darn news anchor there is, get out there and do it. So when I said, I'm going to do this, my dad was like, well, make sure you have a good microphone. So I'm like, okay, well, thanks. There was no weirdness or anything about it. They were just like, get out there and do it. And that's what I encourage. I have so many people who reach out asking, I would like to become a voice actor. Where do I start? I'm like, to start, you just jump in. Just get a microphone and start recording yourself and listening to yourself and get some coaching, do some research, and just do it. And then you can decide if you like it or not. Otherwise, you'll just wonder what if forever. So.
Actually, really, really good advice, and it's very similar to a lot of people that ask me the same thing. It's like, hey, you just have to, you learn by doing, and you're going to fail, and you're going to learn, and you're going to get better, and that's how you get it done. You're right there in your house, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know how it goes getting interrupted, but that's cool. It's actually coming in really handy at this time of what everything that's going on. It's coming in real handy.
Yeah, and I just got to voice actually a character for a very big game that a lot of people, I can't talk about it yet, but a lot of people will be excited to hear about it. And I was able to do that from home, which normally is not something that would fly for this particular game studio. And, they're just having to open up their options to keep production moving forward. And so it is opening up a lot of opportunities for people right now. I mean, I know it's closing doors for other people, but for voice actors, it's a very fortunate field right now that there people who have the equipment are able to keep moving forward and now actually have more opportunities. So that's been very nice, but also I'm very excited to talk about some things soon.
Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to, stay tuned to your Twitter, which I'm going to link that in the description for everybody, so you guys can follow to see that big news that's going to be coming soon. But tell us about when you actually recorded the voice for Max. Did you do it from home as well?
I did.
They just had you on a call, right?
It was, I feel like it was through Skype, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and it was, that was a lot of fun. They knew exactly what they wanted coming in. So it wasn't like, oh, we're going to try this and we're going to try this, which you get a lot of times. It was, they knew exactly what they wanted for Max. I already had the vision in my mind of this crazy hyperactive thing. I literally was jogging in place between every line. And that way I kept up the same energy. I had somebody ask me that. They were like, how much exercise did you do before, recording? I literally was jogging the whole time, except for when I was saying the word. So I'd be like, go, 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 go. And then jog until they said, okay, next line.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was fun. And you're not supposed to drink soda before you do anything with your voice, because then you'll have weird noises,
Sure.
I totally did. So I'm sorry.
Forget that rule, man.
I'm sorry. It's to be in character. I had to do it. So one of the lines I had so many people ask me about, they weren't sure what I was saying, is kablam, pow, zap, sizzle. Everybody's like, what is that?
I love that one.
But yeah, it's like kablam, pow, zap, sizzle. Go, 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 go. Trying to think, why is everyone so slow?
Recording the line, I'm sure you're like, okay, I got to see what this guy's all about, right?
Hello, of course, have to, right? I was okay. So after the thing, I was, I didn't want to say anything about the character, right? Because Supercell wants to, it's their character. They want to do the reveal and stuff like that, right? So, I'm sitting there keeping it like not saying anything. I'm just like looking through like Google to see if it's come out yet, right? And I'm just yeah. So when the gameplay stuff came out, I was like, oh, that's really cool because I like those kinds of things where the high mobility, being a old mage player, see how this all comes together. You filthy rogue. So Stu's gameplay actually would be pretty much right up my alley for the character. So if I were to play him, so I thought it was really cool.
So speaking of you being a voice actor, I also had a question for somebody they potentially interested in becoming a voice actor. They want to know what kind of skills are most important to to be becoming a voice actor.
It depends on what you want to do. I think a big one though is probably improv. Being able to kind of just roll with what's going on, because there's so many times where you'll audition for something, for example, right? And you'll do it one way and they'll call you back and tweak it a bit, right? Or they'll change it like a lot more than you were expecting, and you have to be able to just kind of roll with that, right? If you're doing animation, for example, right? You have the lines there, like a majority of the lines, but it's always good to kind of throw in those extra lines, throw in that little something that, they didn't think about or you found in the moment. It's that kind of lightning in the bottle kind of thing that you're trying to capture, right? And I find that while a good script is really important to pushing a character, improv can add that little bit of spice that just pushes it towards, something that's just really special. So being able to roll with it and kind of just jump in and just go is, I think, probably one of the biggest things, even in commercial stuff too, right? Yeah. Because it's just that little bit of what makes it special, like what you bring to the read, you know what I mean? What you can do for the read.
So do you do a lot of commercials as well, not just video games, or?
I think most voice actors actually have to do commercial work just to survive and pay the bills, basically, right? That's not to say commercial stuff is not fun. There are a lot of commercial stuff that I have done that I had a great time doing. Sessions were a blast. But yeah, commercial work, I would say, makes up a majority of my work, and most voice actors will have to do commercial stuff as well.
What was your very first voiceover gig? First one that you got paid for.
That's okay. That was a while ago. That was probably over 8 years ago at this point. The one that I can remember, like definitively, that I got paid for, was a motion story thing that you could read on the tablet. The company doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. And unfortunately, it was never actually released. But it was for a Christmas Carol thing, and I got to go into the studio and record with the director there, and I got to play Scrooge's nephew, Fred. His nephew, Fred. I played Scrooge's nephew, Fred, and I got tacked on another role in the when we were recording. Right, they just said, "Hey, can you do this too?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Right, and I can't remember what it was. It was one of the characters that were talking when Scrooge is looking at, I think it's Christmas Future, when he's, spoiler alert, in that future he's passed away. Right. And they're going through his stuff, right? Yeah, that was the first thing I ever did. Well, okay, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure there was something that was much smaller, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but that was the one that really stuck out.
So what are some of the other things that you've been in? Like other games, obviously Five Nights at Freddy, but what are some of the other stuff that you've been in that, maybe some people have heard you before?
I was lucky enough to be in My Time at Porsche as the mysterious man.
Oh, another loyal customer just appeared. I am called the Mystery Salesman. Always a pleasure.
I voiced a couple characters in Heroes of New Earth.
All right.
I don't know if that's still going or not. But yeah, I did a couple characters in Heroes of New Earth. I believe you can hear me in Warframe at some point as the Corpus, I think they roll in an update. I'm not sure if it's actually in there. As the Corpus crewmen, like the general guys that you shoot and kill and stuff like that. So you'll be able to hear them speaking their language and then their amazing dying sounds. Hopefully they're amazing.
No, I saw on your website is this something that you practice, like making weird animal noises?
Oh no! Oh no! Yes. I mean, it's not like a wake up and then at 10 o'clock you must practice your animal noises. You know what I mean? It's flexibility more than anything, right? So usually what will end up happening is if you're doing a job and they need something for like an animal, for example, right? You'd be like, yeah, I can do that. So it just offers some flexibility, but it's not something I would. You know what? Yeah, I practice it every day. Every day. Yeah, we gotta learn.
That's
how to talk
the
to
answer we're looking for now, Kai.
Yeah, there we
you go. You just got to roll with it. I don't know if you have them in front of you, or if you would mind doing some of the voice lines for Stu for us.
That's what you're really here for, isn't it?
Putting you on the spot.
He wants one thing, and it's disgusting. Spectacular Stu is.
Now, speaking of Brawl Stars, you say you've never played Brawl Stars?
No, I barely have time for like anything right now.
Barely, you said?
Barely.
All the puns are real. Come on.
In addition to voice acting, I also work at a studio where I am a director, I'm a writer, I do like all kinds of production assistance kind of stuff. So from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, and sometimes on weekends, I'm usually writing or directing. So I have like no time for video games, which is really sad because I consider myself a gamer. Right now, the only thing that I'm playing is Pokemon Go.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's because I can literally play it just like sitting, in my studio. I have the little Pokeball that attaches onto your belt. And so while I'm directing, it'll light up and vibrate, and I can just tap the top button, and that's all I do. Just tap the top button to catch Pokemon. So it's barely even playing,
Right. That's so when you say you consider yourself a gamer, then did you like play games a lot growing up?
Yes. I was super into any kind of game that involved like raising or capturing monsters. So obviously Pokemon, but also Digimon and Monster Rancher and all those kind of games. I was playing them constantly. I was big into like the Yu-Gi-Oh video games and the card game as well. And nowadays, I do still try to play video games. From time to time, I've actually got a ton of games out on my shelf in my living room. I don't have the time.
Oh, I can completely empathize with you there. So it's not just video games and Brawl Stars. You've also done a ton of other stuff. I was looking at your resume there. About at least 11 billion other animes. That's a real number.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Give us some stuff that you think that the viewers would probably recognize or know you from.
Fairy Tail, One Piece, Attack on Titan. Those are kind of the big three that I'm in. And then casually pulls up my own resume.
There's too many to remember them all.
It's too many. Gamers was a pretty big one when it came out, and so was Nanbaka. And then this season, I'm in Bloom Into You, which is a Sentai Filmworks high dive title, which I'm also writing. And then I'm writing Tada Never Falls in Love, which is coming out right now, as well as Rewrited, which is coming out right now.
Awesome. That's a lot of stuff. You guys go check those stuff out. But there's anime is such a massive universe of stuff that it's just...
There's a lot of stuff that you got to keep up with.
Exactly. It could be overwhelming. But it's not just... You've done a lot of commercials and other stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do a lot of national campaigns, which means that people across the country can hear them, and that's actually most of what I do. The weird thing is people know me for my anime and my video games, and sometimes they'll send me a message if I haven't announced a character in a while, and they'll be like, where are you not working? Like, where's your new anime character? Where's your new video game character? And meanwhile, I'm recording commercials almost every day of the week. Whereas with something like this, like a video game, especially like with Brawl Stars, I missed out on it until Nita. Like, I didn't audition for any of the previous characters. I never saw the auditions. I guess I was just too late to the game. Like, they had already recorded them. But Nita was added later. And because of that, she's the only one I ever got to audition for, and thankfully the one I booked. But
yeah, actually only about half the voice actors or voiceover has been done for the brawlers in game right now. About half of them.
Also, some of them don't even have voices.
They don't even have them. That's what I'm saying. We need to book you. We need to get you more on there.
Need to do another one.
That's right.
Well, I mean, like, I know that like Sandra Espinosa's in this game. She's a really good friend of mine. So it was cool to like look it up and be like, oh, like here are the people who are currently in the game. But I had never seen auditions for it before.
So Sandra, you said Espinosa. She's one of the she's one of the voiceovers as well.
Yes, she voices
Shelly?
a picture of the character. I want to say that's right.
Does she have blue hair and a shotgun?
Purple hair.
Purple hair and a shotgun. Yes, that would be Shelly.
Yes. That's Sandra. Yeah, the funny thing about Sandra is me and her were friends before either of us were voice actors. And we were talking, I was like, what are you up to nowadays? And she's like, oh, well, I'm a voice actor now. And I'm like, me too. And she's like, what? And it turns out we were in a bunch of stuff together. We didn't
crazy.
know.
That's really wild. So there you go. The dynamic duo there, you know, Shelly and Nita, friends in real life.
Real life.
How cool is that?
Didn't even know we were both voice actors.
So back to Brawl Stars, though. Now, Nita, in game, her spirit animal is a bear, of course.
Yes, bear.
If you were to have a spirit animal, what would that be?
I mean...
I know, random question you weren't expecting.
It's funny, like, I'm really bad at picking favorite animals or, like, anything like that because I'm so into animals. Like, I love animals. But if I was doing it, like, the way Nita, like, she has this bear that she takes into battle, I've got 3 cats.
Uh-oh.
It would probably be my 3 cats that I would sick on people if that's how we were.
That could get either just really annoying or, you know, vicious. Who knows how that could play
Vicious.
out. They could grow up and be like almost like tigers. I mean, who knows?
Right? Like 3 giant, like, tabby striped tigers. That'd be pretty neat, actually.
Now, for the great part that everybody really wants, could you just, you know, give us some good lines from Nita? Just really, really give it to us here.
I'm going to have to turn down my microphone because she's so loud.
Gotcha.
Nita!
Buzz is like a little tiny T-Rex, sort of like.
He is. He's tiny. I'm not sure if he's like a T-Rex, but he's something.
I mean, you know, we're just gonna consider him a T-Rex.
I mean, it's cool if it's never like defined, you know, kind of like how Spike doesn't have like a voice,
right?
Oh, I did see somebody say, if you were the voice of Spike, what would he sound like? I do have one for that.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. That's, best Spike line I've heard so far. Do you know why they named him Buzz?
I have no idea.
Well, did you see the Brawl Talk where Buzz was announced? Did you watch
Yes,
that?
I watched it live.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was
bet.
I could finally say something.
Like at the very beginning of the Brawl Talk where they had that little animation, like little montage, it was totally a throwback to Baywatch, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I was thinking, was there a character in Baywatch that there's a reference to Buzz? I'm not really sure.
You want that Hoff thing to be real, don't you?
Oh, dude, that's what I had. I was started seeing all these different clues, and I was piecing them together. I'm like,
I totally watched that video. I'm like, he's so close.
I was close.
It was so crazy watching from the outside looking in for once. Like, oh my gosh, I watched your channel and I watched Orange Juice, you guys' group of friends. I got all the information that everything I know about Brawl Stars came from you guys mostly. And then I picked up the game myself.
Oh, so you're playing Brawl Stars?
Yeah. I got my whole family playing Brawl Stars. I got my wife playing, my 2 kids playing. I got their grandma playing. I got their uncle playing. Yeah, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are playing now.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. I'm going to offer up a deal here.
Okay.
Here in just a minute, we can play a game of Duo Showdown. And if we win, you're going to give us some of those Buzz lines?
Ooh, it's on!
Oh, we're going to win.
I've even got the new lock screen.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're the long range. You can stay safe, hit those shots. I'm probably going to go full on aggro, and I'm just going to try to do as much work as I can. So,
all right. You want to get some boxes?
Yeah, if I can get these real quick, then I can bounce back out to the other one.
Oh, we got someone coming in.
Already killed one guy.
All right.
Okay.
repeat what you just said about my
This guy,
I'm working on the pump. I'm working
What was it?
Quarantine time.
Oh, see ya. Let's go.
Such a dream come true.
Yeah.
Dude, I am totally maining Buzz as soon as I get him.
Oh, dude,
gonna deck him
he's
out.
actually like super fun to play too.
Oh, I know. I've been playing him in practice.
Oh,
Man.
yeah, in the training cave.
You'll be able-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like spider sense. Notice? Yes, we won!
Easy dubs.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome! We did it! That means I gotta do buzz lines.
You do,
You
but
gotta
first,
do it anyway!
Okay, so a deal's a deal. Let's hear those buzz lines.
Only a fool messes with my pool. Time to make us.
Is that what mainly draws you to, really liking the video games, or what is it about, the video games in particular?
Well, I'd be drawn to video games whether I was a voice actor or not, because when a million years ago I started playing video games on an Atari 2600.
I had one too.
All right, rock and roll. I actually started playing games as a kid. Games have always been a part of my life. Whether it's shooters or adventure games or whatever it is, every genre of game I've really gotten into one or another. And when I started getting into voice acting and I saw that there was this wonderful, wide open venue to use your creativity as a character actor in, I was immediately drawn to it. When I play games, I want it to be an immersive experience, whether it's tongue in cheek and campy and fun, or it's like all out, like full blown, this immersive, realistic VR experience. I want it to be better, not worse. And so if I can add a little bit of that to the texture of a game, that was really where my heart was in wanting to do more video games. It was like, I want video games. It almost sounds like some kind of noble crusade. I want video games to be better.
I mean, you talk about Marvel characters. So you did Venom in the game. Did you actually do some of the work in the actual movie as well?
No, but in the theater, I sat there after the second time I saw it, and I just mimicked everything Tom Hardy did. No, I didn't. I was not in any way disappointed I didn't get my hat in the ring on that one, but don't think I wasn't hounding my agent and manager about it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
As soon as I heard the announcement, I was like, excuse me, does this put me in the ring? But it was a different version of Venom too. Like Avengers Academy was super fun for kids, and it was a lot more tame.
We are Venom. We know the evil that men do.
But I recorded all of that while I was on location because I was in Las Vegas for just a family vacation, and I was in the hotel room, and it's the darndest thing. I was in the hotel room and I was screaming and hissing and doing all of these demonic noises, and the maids called security. Yeah, in the Las Vegas resort, and they pounded on my door, and I stopped recording and I went to the door, and I was kind of frustrated because the maids were in the hallway making lots of noise to begin with, and they said, "Sir, is everything all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, here's the deal." And then I explained it all, and I said, "I'm doing the voice of Venom, blah 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 blah," and the producers want this kind of right away with this one segment, and I don't know what's screaming, and he was like, "All right, as long as Peter Parker is not being harmed." And then he left, and I was like, very tongue in cheek.
That was his only concern. Got to keep Spider-Man
That was
safe.
like he care less.
So where did you draw like any kind of inspiration for Bo's character from anywhere, or?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you nailed
actually-
it. You actually absolutely nailed it. It's
Well,
so
thanks.
good.
Good direction too. Martin's a great director, and it's such a well-developed character on the immediacy of looking at him, but it's also this strength that comes with what he was saying too. That it was written in a way that this very mystical, tied to the earth as Native American indigenous people are. They have a greater relationship to nature. There's no passivity about their spiritual relationship to nature. But there was a Mel Gibson piece called Apocalypto, where nothing was in English at all. It was all in different ancient dead tongues, Aztec and Mayan, and it really paid attention to that spirit and the tribal instinct. But I kind of drew the inspiration of the sound of him from, there's this chieftain. He's really kind of evil, but he's so intent and focused on the mission at hand, which is killing people, unfortunately.
So give us a taste of some of his lines. We're ready.
Oh, wow. I'll have to say stuff that Bo doesn't necessarily say because I don't have like a script in front of me. Yes, I did not memorize the lines as Bo. I am strong like the wind. I am.
The bulk of your work, I would assume, is kind of like, like commercials and radio ads and that sort of stuff.
Yes. I'm actually the voice for for Amazon in Spanish. I was the voice for about the last 2 years.
Amazon tiene todo lo que necesitas, además de envíos gratis. Bienvenidos todos.
Do you play Brawl Stars, or have you ever played Brawl Stars?
Never, but my nephews do, and they were shocked when I told them that was me. Once they got to that level, apparently.
Yeah.
They're like, they call me Titi. My nephews call me Titi. That's like my nickname for auntie. I think it was my niece who pointed it out. She's like, "Are you the same voice?" Because they kind of recognize the little, because I tend to do things like that, I guess, with them when I little baby talking with them.
Right.
So they're like, wait, is this you? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Why? They're like, what? And they could not believe it. They were like, you're like a celebrity. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. What is this? And it was just kind of a cute little moment that I had with them.
And you didn't even know that you were Penny before?
No.
Or when did you find out?
I know. I found out actually through my Instagram because someone wrote to me and said, "Hey, are you Penny from Brawl Stars?" I said, "I don't know." They really actually don't release the information until after, but they didn't really mention anything when I was done with the project. They just pay you and say thanks a lot,
Right.
And then there was another guy that wrote to me. He's the one that plays Bull.
Oh, Bill Russell, yeah.
Yeah, he contacted me on Instagram and told me, "Hey, by the way, you should really blah blah blah. You're so-and-so, and it's pretty cool. There's like a whole world of this, and you should go on Reddit." I'm like, "What's Reddit?" And I was thinking, oh my God, I feel like such an old person. I don't even know what's what anymore. I'm like trying to keep up with the times.
No, that's pretty cool though. So whenever you were auditioning for the part, what kind of character did they say you were going to play? And obviously a pirate, but...
A pirate? There was like a Christmas thing with her as like an elf.
Okay, yeah.
They're doing the promo for it, right? And all I had to do was I was like jumping and whatever, and I guess they liked that to continue for her voice, and they're like, "Hey, can you do the same voice but for a pirate tomboy-ish girl?"
Cool.
Thing, and I'm like, okay.
So was this the first video game that you've ever been in, or do you do a lot of video games?
There's another one that I did. It was like a damn Gothel. It was like a witch. I love doing that one. That one was fun. I was just like doing like the evil laugh and the, where I'm condescending in the way I speak and wicked.
Someone had asked.
Witch. I love doing that one. That one was fun. I was just like doing like the evil laugh and the, where I'm condescending in the way I speak and wicked.
Someone had asked that as well, as that do you practice these evil laughs? Is that what's going on here? Because you were so good at it.
That was part of my personality. This is who I get. I naturally am always messing around. It just comes out of me. And they're just like, "Oh my God, that evil laugh you do." And I'm like, "I know, sorry, I was just being silly here."
Have you done any on stage acting?
Well, I did in college, and I did some musicals back in high school. I used to sing. I used to be in the choir. I was but I didn't really continue it afterwards. I just took the acting classes in college and do acting for commercials now.
I always find this interesting, is that almost every single voice actor that I've ever interviewed is very musical, and I don't know why exactly that is. If that's just how you have to, the pitch that you have to control your voice and deliver the lines, or I'm not really sure. Why are you guys all so talented? Is Tick really a pirate?
No.
Oh, there we go. Matt, I'm sorry. No, Tick, not a pirate. Did you have any, kind of an idea of what the character may look like in your head, picturing whenever you were doing the lines?
No, they did. They sent it to me, the audition.
Oh,
and they
awesome.
said, "Oh, this is what she looks like."
Somebody asked, so why in your voice line does she just say "yeah" a lot?
Because I feel like it. No, just kidding. She's always that's her way, I think, of saying "ha, I've got this."
Yep.
Like, she knows.
So here was a question from Alan. He says, "What is the most fun character you think that you've ever voiced?"
It was definitely the witch
Yeah.
one that I mentioned.
Oh, cute.
Her name's Izzy.
Izzy.
Like she does not want to be held right now.
It's like, no, I'm camera shy.
She's like, no, I do what I want. She's like one of those that runs the house, does whatever she wants.
What other kind of cool stuff have you been in besides, obviously, Amazon's pretty darn cool and, you know, the games? Any other interesting or notable things that you could tell us about?
I don't know if it's cool, but it's something like this, the game world. But I think one of the funner ones I did was for an animated stop motion when they actually use real like objects and then they kind of move them. And,
oh yeah.
Right? It was like a thing to encourage people to recycle or something. And I played like I'm like the mom and I'm telling all the other bottles like you better be clean. And it was just cute. It was super cute to do that one. I've been in commercials for Skechers, Petco, Arm & Hammer, a lot of like Slender Tone, which is like an infomercial.
Lograr que todo sea más limpio, más simple, más ingenioso, mejor.
If you could have any one kind of dream job in voice acting, what would you pick? What would be the one? They're like, oh, that's it.
I always say to be on a film, kind of like the Croods.
An animation, yeah?
Yeah, it's an animation movie. So to be the voice of something that big, it'll be a dream for me. I mean, obviously at this point, I've settled for just even being in any cartoon right now that's running. You know, it's on the air.
Maria, if you wouldn't mind to
being in any cartoon right now that's running. You know, it's on the air.
Maria, if you wouldn't mind too much, if you're okay with it, would you mind performing some of the lines for Penny?
Yeah, no, I won't mind at all. I have them written down here so I can remember what the lines were. And now you said that. Number 1!
2 hours just kept.
Bye. Let's go!
Yeah,
Yeah!
and I unlocked.
What was the very first voice acting gig you ever did?
The first one that I actually answered a casting call and booked and was a paid job was for a car commercial, Coggin Honda of Fort Pierce. And they even told me the reason that I booked it because they wanted someone to both do the normal, like, you know, loud car announcer voice, but also play a character called Razor Sharp Randy. They said the reason I got it was because I also threw in this little extra voice for this side character. So the line was, "You call that cutting? Well, I get out of the way." And because of those little things, they liked that enough. And then, you know, the rest of the commercial, "Razor Sharp Randy is cutting prices like crazy." You know, that loud.
Shout out to
voice.
Cargan Honda, man. What's the weirdest, just the most off-the-wall job you've ever done?
There was one character called Captain Caribou who was like someone who thought he was a superhero, even though he was dressed up as a mascot and worked for the local city government or something. Yeah, that's hard to say.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I've done a lot of weird stuff.
So have you been in a lot of other games besides, you know, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars?
I've done quite a few games. Some of them, like, that are a little more well-known would be like A Hat in Time.
So, it is you! Ever since you landed in Mafia Town, it's been raining with these magical hourglasses.
Like you mentioned, Dust. I've done a lot of apps, like Hasbro things, Transformers Rescue Bots, My Little Pony. There were some Marvel ones like Spider-Man 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy. They did these live wallpapers where you can like have a 3D video of the character on your phone's wallpaper. The most recent thing I did, again, nothing huge, but it's another one of those. It was Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which I just finished up. That hasn't come out yet. I can't even remember all the things I've done. You know, I'm auditioning constantly and doing stuff.
So tell me about this. I see some pretty cool guitars in the background. You said that you played in a band?
Yeah. It's probably the thing I'm most well known for outside of the voiceover. I don't think, because voice actors, I think, are pretty anonymous most of the time. People don't know who's doing the voices. But I have a steampunk band called The Cog is Dead. And we've got a following within the steampunk community. So we do a lot of conventions. We've traveled all around the country to different like Comic-Cons and things like that. We've played Dragon Con and a lot of the steampunk conventions. It's I guess kind of nerdy, but very much a fandom type thing. You know, we dress up in steampunk costumes and have songs that are rooted in various steampunk elements like airships and time machines and things like that.
It was a perfect night, dinner by candlelight, two lovers walking hand in hand. Champagne and perfume, then to the ballroom, the singer signals to the band. He was only 3, a bright young boy named Timothy, and big ambitions have changed the world. A genius and philanthropist, he'd made quite an extensive list of new designs waiting to be unfurled.
So whenever you went in to voice act Lou, what did they tell you the description was of the character?
They described him as like an old mascot. They did say he was a snow cone machine, and they referenced characters like the Pillsbury Doughboy or like Lard Lad from Lard Lad Donuts and The Simpsons.
Yep.
They said he was like a very old-timey mascot, so he's used older phrases like, you know, gee willikers and things like that. And the one thing that I feel like really helped me was that they referenced the character Gideon from Gravity Falls.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're familiar with that, he's that, you know, the short little guy. He's got the high-pitched voice with the southern accent.
It's just little old me, Stanford Pines.
And you too could see if you was little old me.
The biggest release I've been associated with, ironically, that's not voiceover, is with The Cog is Dead with my band. We've got a song that's in the game Metro Exodus. If you're on the train and you're tuning the radio, there's different radio stations, and eventually you'll find, you know, my song playing on the radio in the game.
It's bleak and white, our prison train goes traveling swiftly through the night. 40 men in bondage.
All right, so John, if you wouldn't mind, would you do some of Lou's voice lines for us?
Have a bliss ball, y'all. 100% certified.
What stuff have you done? I bet you, let me guess, you've done like lots of like commercials and or like radio spots.
Yeah, you're pretty close. Yeah, the blanket answer is yes. I've gotten to do a lot of cool stuff. I will say that doing the games is by far the most fun.
Yeah.
But I love doing characters. So like with commercial work, I do tend to kind of do more characters. A lot of like overwhelmed moms play that a lot. Like, Billy, get your hand out of the blender. Like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've done spots for Google and PayPal, and it's kind of all over the place. I do a lot of like anthems, like we value our people, and you know, that kind of thing.
That's the voice I heard, because I'm like, she's that voice. She's that voice.
Yeah. Also, I do imaging for SiriusXM. I do the Lithium channel, which is channel 34. All you alternative and grunge fans out there. I do audiobooks. Haven't really cracked the animation world as much as I would like, but I'm working on it.
What was the very first voiceover gig that actually was paid, the first ever paid gig that you ever did?
It was a website, but it was like a partnership between MTV and Subway. It was like a $200 job. Back then, I was literally recording in my closet, and I didn't know how to edit or do anything, and I had my AT2020 Plus USB mic and Audacity, which is a free recording program, and I literally had to record, like, tried recording this 2-minute script without breathing, like, because I didn't know how to edit, and I would like try to silently breathe, and like I didn't know anything about technique or just how to record or edit or anything. So that was my first paid gig, and needless to say, they did need some revisions for that one, but that was my first one.
Have you ever had any like really bizarre ones?
I think the most bizarre things I've had is just random people reaching out, and I don't take these jobs, but like I've had people be like, I really like your voice because it's kind of, you know, lower or whatever. Can you like record like some kind of personal, you know, like not so mainstream stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't, you know, like a little bit less mainstream.
Looking at you right now, Elizabeth, I've just got to say, you just got this whole tennis player vibe totally didn't read that somewhere. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, like started playing tennis, like runs in my family's like line. It's like our family sport. Yeah, I started playing when I was like 7, played like as a junior, like in middle school and stuff, and then played in high school, and then I went to the University of Chicago, which is a D3 school, and played there. And I had a real love-hate relationship with it, to be honest. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. You know.
You said that you have like an improv thing that you'd started up. What's that all about?
When I lived in Chicago, which is like a big improv town, to Second City for a little bit, which again people may or may not have heard of, but it's a big like improv school, and kind of like got into it there and loved it. When I moved to LA, I kind of used it to like just meet friends and like get out in the world. I was in a couple different groups, so we would perform anywhere. I mean, in LA, there's like throw a rock and there's a theater to perform in. And now I've been with we unfortunately have not been able to perform in a year because thanks COVID.
Right.
But we perform once a month. We would perform with this other group called Off the Wall, and it's like they're like 40 years running. Like Robin Williams used to be in that group. John Ritter. People don't know who some of these people are, but so we're real like comedy heavyweights. And they've been together forever, and they're so funny. They're so funny. So we do this fun little like tag team, show. We just kind of have like a core audience who kind of comes back to see us, and it's just nice. It's like a family. I am actually doing weekly Zoom. We call it Zoom Prov, which surprisingly works okay. I was thinking it was going to be a disaster, but we just like workshop once a week.
Are we talking like when you say improv? We're talking like something that people would understand, maybe that they've seen. It's like, whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, that's actually a great example because that's a very like game-based form of improv. So basically, you'll do like anywhere from 2 to 7 minute games, and it could be anything from just let me get a suggestion, and you're 2 people on stage, and you work out a scene, or and then there are all the kind of gimmicky games in between. But it's exactly like whose line is it anyway? I had produced and like wrote and starred in this web series that it was a collaborative effort, and it's called Conspiracy Cover-Ups with Carmela Carmichaelangelo, and it's a ridiculous satirical like conspiracy cover-up show, but it's not like serious cover-ups like conspiracies now. It's like aliens and that kind of thing.
So what's next on the horizon for Elizabeth?
Man, I'm stoked for a new year. I'm just like putting last year behind me, even though good things happened.
Yeah.
It was because voiceover is like super remote now, and everybody's kind of got their own studios and everything. It's been like, I'm so grateful for it. So hopefully more of that, and just a couple games coming out. I'm kind of resting a little bit now, and I'm just ready for more. Like I don't like to say I'm going to do this specific thing and that specific thing. I like to just say like, well, let's do it. Let's just roll with the punches and see what comes, and hopefully make some opportunities happen too.
So Elizabeth, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind doing some of the voice lines for Piper?
Of course, yeah. This is definitely my favorite Piper line. I just think it's hilarious. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Of like characters, have you done a lot of video games as well?
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to think. Warhammer. I did Warhammer. Martyr, Inquisitor Martyr. Cool. I did, and no speaking parts. All creatures, and I must have done 60-something creatures. So lots of. That kind of stuff, which is rough on the voice, and, even little things like that, just kind of, just weird, just awful things. Those are really fun to do to my wife when she's sleeping.
That's evil.
Feeding time. Yeah, she hates that.
I can't imagine why.
Oh, it's awful, isn't it?
So this isn't your first gig though with Supercell though either. You've done some stuff with them before, correct?
Originally it was the Night Witch karaoke contest.
Yeah.
Always roll deep with a gang of bats. I was all the bats.
And I always roll deep with a gang of bats.
and there was I think I did like 6 or 8 voices, and I stacked them up. It was really funny when they sent me. I think what you were saying is how they hired me. They just kind of came out of nowhere, and they said, "Hey, can you sing in character?" And I was like, I think so, I'm not really sure, so I, singing I Will Always Love You in a Scottish brogue and stuff. And I will always love you. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. I love it. It's freaking right on. Whitney, eat my shorts, Whitney. And it was like, no, that's terrible. But, just doing that kind of thing. And then they came back and I'm like, yeah, I can sing in character. What kind of character do you want? And they said, okay, well, actually, we want you to rap in character. And I'm like, I think I can rap. I mean, I was a musician. I've got good time.
Basically, one of the things that everybody does, I do for a party, is I do a bit of a Brando kind of thing like that. So I just start walking around the house, and I'm like, get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down, I ain't saying you're a gold digger, you got needs. You don't want to do the smoke, but you can't buy weed. You go out to eat, you can't pay, you can't leave. There's dishes in the back. He's got to roll up his sleeves. Internet, I know I'm not a rapper, so don't worry. You're not going to see Jace's new, what up. It's not happening. But, yeah.
We kind of want it now.
Yeah, no, I've thought about that. Just, putting out, the dwarf's greatest hits, something, And it sounds like a gang of cartoon characters. And that's what it was. You guys can hear it. Again, I'm not a rapper, so some of it I try to do a little bit of a Anthony Kiedis kind of thing, join a night witch and raise your battle axe, that kind of thing, and just kind of getting that back like the early, he had that kind of delivery in like Blood Sugar Sex Magic and stuff,
But so that was
I went to Brawl Stars, which was the promo video you brought up, which was the and now you've met the Brawl Stars who were fathered be. So brace yourself for a blast, because here comes Dynamite. Yeah, and that's where it came from. And that's this crazy old coot and his bird are here to bring the boom. And that was Dynamite. And from that, they got back with me and they said, hey, we want in-game sounds for him now. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's where the birds are singing. That all they just wrote the lines and gave me the stuff, and a lot of the they didn't really, there wasn't a lot of direction, because it was just kind of like do what you do, and I was like, okay, so. And typically with something like that, you give them birds are singing, birds are singing, birds are singing. You try, you don't know what they want, and they don't know what they want in a lot of respects. Sometimes they do, but they don't. It's just whatever. And of course, they won't laugh. So. You try all the different, there's some that you just go insane, completely insane.
Well, it kind of, because when I would talk like him, and, I'm sitting here talking to Lex, and I think about things, he's not always going to, you might want to buy some broccoli. So he had to have highs and lows, and, backwards, highs and lows. So, if you just buy an insurance, you're not going to go, give me insurance! You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, you just kind of start messing with him, and he's really fun to do.
Hit us with some Dynamite then.
Dynamite, okay.
Birds are singing, down to man, compelling.
Night witch and rain. Sounds like a gang, just putting out, the dwarf's greatest hits, or something, And it sounds like a gang of cartoon characters, and that's what it was. You guys can hear it. Again, I'm not a rapper, so some of it I try to do a little bit of an Anthony Kiedis kind of thing, join a night witch and raise your battle axe, that kind of thing, and just kind of getting that back like the early, he had that kind of delivery in like Blood Sugar Sex Magic and stuff,
So that was
I went to Brawl Stars, which was the promo video you brought up, which was the and now you've met the Brawl Stars who were fathered indeed.
So brace yourself for a blast, because here comes Dynamite.
Yeah, and that's where it came from, and that's this crazy old coot and his bird are here to bring the boom. And that was Dynamite, and from that they got back with me and they said, hey, we want in-game sounds for him now, and I was like, okay, cool. And
That's where the birds are singing. You know, that all they just wrote the lines and gave me the stuff, and a lot of the they didn't really, there wasn't a lot of direction because it was just kind of like do what you do, and I was like, okay, you know. So, and typically with something like that, you give them birds are singing, birds are singing, birds are singing. You know, you try. You don't know what they want, and they don't know what they want in a lot of respects. Sometimes they do, but they don't. You know, it's just whatever. And of course, they want laughs. So, you know, you try all the different. You know, there's some that you just go insane. You know, completely insane. Well, you know, it kind of because when I would talk like him, and you know, I'm sitting here talking to Lex, and I think about things. You know, he's not always going to, you know, he might want to buy some broccoli. So he had to have highs and lows, you know, and backwards, highs and lows. So, you know, if you're just buying insurance, you're not going to go, give me insurance. You know, I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, you just kind of start messing with him. And he's really fun to do. I mean,
hit us with some dynamite then.
Dynamite, okay. Birds are singing, down to man.
Did you have to alter your voice in any way, or is that just like, this is my
I guess I did try to go a little sort of projecting more and a little more force behind the voice, because, you know, this is sort of like a fighting game in a way. It's you know, a lot of energy, put a lot of energy out there. But yeah, I guess it's sort of a part of me that came out.
What are some of the other games or other projects that you've done that, you know, you've been pretty excited to be a part of?
Yeah. Oh, do you know Warframe?
Mm-hmm.
I have a character in that's an NPC, and she recently got like a quest, so I got to do her again. She's a little girl named Nakak.
Sales! I really love it. Look, to be honest, Uncle made this mask and it's a bit of a creep piece. He said some weird eyes in it, said they onam trousers.
I often get to do little kid characters, which is pretty fun. It's like a little kid, and she leads you through this quest if you unlock it. So if you play Warframe, go to the city of Cetus, and you'll find me, Nakak, there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I did another one for World of Final Fantasy Maxima.
Okay.
I guess an extension to that game, the Mecha Chocobo. That was more just sounds like ee, like kind of sounds that no words or anything. I did another one for it's a rhythm game, like kind of like a Guitar Hero, but it was with the music of Avicii, the late Avicii, called Invector. But I'm the main sort of a character in that movie, a space pilot named Stella. So you're kind of like driving me through this rhythm world of space.
Ugh, how is this cup holder not working? Come on already. This coffee won't hold itself, you know. Wait, this thing has weapons?
That was awesome. If you have like little kids, I did an app called Pokemon Playhouse.
Oh, cool.
And I'm the host of that. So, you know, like, you found a Bulbasaur! Good job! Like that kind of thing.
Hey, you can now play with Pikachu. Looks like you have already befriended some other Pokemon too.
I often do a lot of little kid stuff. I actually did a session once, and the people on the other side, the director, they didn't know I was not a little kid the whole time. And then I realized, because I was talking about, oh yeah, I married my husband. And they were like, wait, your husband? And she's like, how old are you? And I'm like, not 12, yeah.
That's
older,
pretty funny.
yeah.
So are there any games that you just, you know, I want to be in this game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, any Bethesda game. But, like, I would love to be in the Fallout series at some point, or Elder Scrolls. That would be amazing. That world is so cool. The aesthetic they've made, it's destroyed, but it's beautiful and like nostalgic in a way.
Yeah.
I really get sucked into games like that. So
yeah, absolutely. I've always really enjoyed Bethesda games as well. and the Fallout games are absolutely. It's just this epic, huge world, and it's just like, here, go have at it,
Yeah.
and it's really awesome. So if there's any people from Bethesda watching, you guys need to get
Oh,
a hold
yeah.
of Maya.
Oh, I just remembered there's it just came out. If you have an Alexa, and you tell the Alexa, open Entertainment Weekly, you'll hear my voice. It's this project I've been working on, where I give you like the rundown. It's called the must list of all things entertainment that happened that week. So I'm in your Alexa if you want to hear me.
Just a
But
second.
If not,
Hey
stop
Alexa,
me.
open Entertainment Weekly.
Entertainment Weekly's Must List. Your exclusive look at the top 10 things we love this week.
That's you.
Oh, that's me. Yeah. yeah.
That's really
Hey,
cool.
there I am. Yeah. Unlike real life, you can make me stop on the Alexa by just saying pause.
That's pretty funny. I know everybody is anxious to hear some Jesse lines, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike Bo, who totally didn't know any of his lines, you came prepared.
Don't mess with Jess. We can do this.
Obviously, we were talking right before we started up here that the rap song that you did, on my channel here, 300,000 views already. That people are loving
Dude,
it,
I'm
dude. They
so
just love it.
stoked on that. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I just did it it was just a weird idea, Like, my friend who's a producer, he has beats and like he produces records and he had this beat. I was like, yo, dude, can I just like rap over this thing in a character I did on a video game, and you could mix it and make it sound good? He's like, yeah. So I just went into my closet booth and just started rapping like Sandy and making up some things, and it came out pretty cool.
If you guys haven't already checked it out, definitely go check out that video because it's really good. Okay, so Mr. Brawler asks, my questions, he says, what in your life experience was most helpful to you in becoming a voice actor, and what do you love about it? What do you not
My
love
life
about it?
experience is probably this is a weird one. My dad, who passed away, he always taught me a hard work ethic. So that experience in life of working really hard and nothing comes easy is what I'm doing right now. And whatever you do, there's no easy way. Like, I'm still struggling right now. Like, I'm constantly auditioning for stuff. I'm constantly just nailing. No. You get said no to all the time. And in life, no matter what you do, people are gonna say no. But if you really like it and you get enjoyment out of it, then you just stick it out, and that's what I'm doing.
What are some things that you love and don't love
I
about
love
being a voice
being
actor?
a character. I even love auditioning. Like, I love it. I love reading scripts. I love seeing like the characters drawn out. And the thing I don't love is that you get said no to a lot of times. So I don't love it, but I've accepted that.
Oh, so Call Me Fatal asks, how long did it take you to record, the Still Dreaming song?
For my part, my vocals probably like an hour.
From that includes like writing it and everything?
2 hours, like.
So Terraria's voice says, when you saw Sandy's voice lines, what did you think of them?
I thought they were pretty awesome. I saw they gave me the voice lines, and they wanted Sandy to sound like a sleepy teenager, and I was like, okay, I can do that. Like, come on, So I just saw him, and I was like, whoa. And the cool line, like my favorite line, because I say this in real life, and like my mother-in-law was like, did they really give you that line? Calm down, everyone. Like, calm down,
That's my
everyone.
favorite one too.
That's what I've been saying for the past 15 years. Like, to my mom, calm down, Mom. Calm down.
Say something in Sandy's voice that Sandy would never
Oh,
say.
can I just tell you something that I wish Sandy would have said?
Sure.
Hey, seriously, no. Seriously,
That
no.
would
Or
be
if
good.
someone try no. Something that Sandy wouldn't say. We have so long. So good. I love Snake. But look what happened. This is gonna be funny. So this is my daughter.
Okay.
I don't know if you see it. Hold on.
Okay. Who made that?
Sandy's sleeping right here. Freaking luck.
That's
Sandy's
awesome.
sleeping. I'm so tired. Don't wake me up, please. My wife found it on Etsy shop because my daughter kept going on. need a Sandy toy. I need a Sandy toy. I need a Sandy toy. Another toy around the house. And I was like, oh, Sandy, so, you know.
So we actually have two questions from other voice actors in Brawl Stars. One was from the voice of Mortis in the game. A guy named Ed Mace, awesome dude. He says, hey Patrick, love the voice. Here's the question. What's your motivation for sounding so unmotivated?
My motivation is wishing I could actually do what Sandy does because I hardly sleep. Like, good night for me, I only need like 7 hours.
Yeah.
But my wife's really good sleeper, so my motivation is just pretending I could sleep and pretending. I am tired, but my motivation is I wish I knew how I would act if I got more sleep. So.
And we also have a video question here from Bill Russell, the voice of Bull.
Hey, Patrick, Sandy. Hey, how you keep the sand out your underwears in your sandstorm? Hey, I want to know. Okay, Morty took my question, and they took my question. That's not fair. Bulldozer!
Boom, magically got cut in there. All right.
So, how do I keep the sand out of my pants in a sandstorm? I don't, because I like to exfoliate down there.
So wait, so you actually saw some of the questions yourself over on
I wrote
Twitter?
them down.
All right, hit us up, man. Get to it.
I don't know who asked me, but someone asked, can you do Max's line in Sandy voice? This is just a warm-up, right? Yeah, what is my dream job? This is my dream job, right now. Even though it's freaking hard, I'm a stay-at-home dad, it's hard, but I never wanted to be a stay-at-home dad, but I am, and I'm figuring out that it is my dream job. But it's freaking hard, and I keep complaining sometimes, but at the end of the day, you're like, holy crap, like, this is awesome.
I did get a question someone asked, what's the weirdest job you've ever had?
Dude, one time I was delivering flowers from Conroy's, and I got fired on my first day. Back then, they have Thomas guys, dude. Like, Thomas guys, and it was like a little book. There was no ways and stuff. So it was probably the weirdest job. I got fired on my first day.
I'm assuming that your experience with whenever you did the voice for Sandy was similar to the other guys where you were probably like hopped on a Skype call and.
I still have all that in a session.
Do you? Nice.
I have all the lines. I have all the lines that I did. I don't know if they're all good in the game, but I have them here. Okay, so I have them all that I did, and you can I can read through them all, and you can see if they're in the game because I don't know.
All right. Good.
All right, here we go. Guess out to do stuff. I'm so tired.
I'm just imagining, like if you were going on a camping trip with your son and a lot of the other scouts.
Yeah.
They're all probably very similar age range to your son. If all of them played Brawl Stars as well, and then they realized that you were like, wait a second, El Primo's camping with us?
Yes. In fact, some of my son's friends, now they know I am El Primo, and of course they are waiting this interview.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I have relatives in Spain, for instance. My nephew, Ricardo, a huge fan, and all of his friends love Brawl Stars, surprisingly, I do.
So I actually had some questions, of course. We've been reading out some questions from the community, but I had one from another voice actor in Brawl Stars, the guy who voice acts for Bull. And he wanted me to ask you this question. He said, his name's Bill Russell. He said, hey, El Primo, this is Bull. I got a question for you. As a kid, I watched wrestling with my grandpa. Did you watch wrestling as well when you were a kid? Was there a certain wrestler that was somewhat your inspiration for El Primo?
I think I have two answers. Yes, I watched some wrestlers and some movies about wrestlers when I was a kid. My favorite, definitively, was El Santo. He was one, if not the best wrestler in the history of Mexico. He was almost like a James Bond wrestler. In fact, some of the personality of the Primo came from Machete. He's not a wrestler, but he has sort of big, tough Mexican who is not afraid of anything.
I've never heard of El Santo, but I'm going to have to look him up now. Jorge Cobos over on Twitter wanted me to ask, do you like Mucha Lucha?
Mucha Lucha, it's a TV show from Cartoon Network, right?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, if I recall well, Mucha Lucha was produced by a good friend of mine, Carlo Paganoni. He was creative director here in Monterey, and then was recruited by Cartoon Network. I'm proud of him.
That's awesome. All right, so I've got a question here from Nicholas, and I did not translate it. I am going to attempt, forgive me in advance, I'm going to attempt to say this question in Spanish. I am about to butcher this, and I am sorry to all of Mexico. I'm sorry, but I'm going to try. It says, Peñas que el mercado de los videojuegos mujeres en piezas que hablan español via la crecer en el futuro. Did you understand anything I just said?
No, sorry. Do you think that the mobile video game market in Spanish will be growing in the future? Yes, definitively. The mobile telephony it's one of the things that is increasing in amount of users each month here in Mexico and the rest. So of course.
Oh, I got another question in Spanish here. I'm gonna give it a shot. ¿Cómo es hacer un personaje tan carismático como El Primo?
Okay, I understand totally.
Oh my gosh, you understood me. Yay!
Yes, how it is to perform charismatic character like El Primo. It's wonderful. The sessions have been wonderful, funny, but the best came later. Right now, this week, when I discovered El Primo has a lot of fans all over the world, and definitively I wasn't prepared for that. It's great, guys. You are incredible.
There's like I told you at the very beginning, there is a lot of people who are really excited to get to meet you, virtually at least speaking. Speaking of that, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind doing some of the voice lines of El Primo?
Yes, of course. El Primo!
Strange voices that you can do. I mean, other than, a dog, obviously.
My favorite impressions to do recently, for anyone who's watched Flapjack, if I can remember, there's this old, doctor, old man character who's walrus-esque, and he talks like this. Oh, yes. I love that voice. I've been having fun with monster noises recently where it's and then just crazy stuff like that. I find it fun.
Are you more of a dog person or a cat person?
I'm a dog person, undoubtedly.
Okay. Do you have a dog right now?
Not with me, because sadly he's over with my parents. But I have a Welsh Border Collie named
Awesome.
Taffy, and he is my best buddy.
So Spam asks, have you ever voiced any other animals in the past?
Technically, up until Ruffs, no. I mean, I did some fan work with a few friends and stuff. That's actually how I met a lot of the supportive friends I have right now. Is I helped out a small fan dubbing community for the Beastars crew, and they thought I made an excellent Goheen. And he's a giant panda guy, muscular panda dude. So I was like, all right, yeah, sure. This would be good practice for this kind of voice, kick your butt kind of guy.
How did Supercell describe Ruffs to you?
I think the exact words in the audition were military parentheses dog vibes, and that's really all you had to go off because there wasn't any picture in the audition.
Then again, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, so
they nailed it.
Yeah.
I gave them what I got. I think they gave a reference for Colonel Akbar.
It's a trap.
You were made for the part, Blythe.
Apparently so.
Fawaz says, what's the weirdest character that you've done?
I didn't get to play the character, or at least not that I know of, but I did a trailer where I voiced him. He's like a dude in a duck costume wearing a floaty, but it's in the middle of a semi wasteland world battlefield, and he's just the goofy character. Easily the weirdest. I remember the first audition I sent in, they actually hired me off of, which they wanted a voice like Octane, and I just got into that. I was like, oh, faster. Well, I can do that one. It's easy peasy.
Let's go for a ride.
And they liked it. They hired me off that, and then later on they're like, well, we wrote the character. We're gonna rehire. And I found the audition again, And this time I just auditioned in my normal voice, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's good. So I was just talking like this, and a little bit higher. Woo! Yeah! So I went from Spanish to just neutral American, and the character design, it's wacky. That's, yeah, hands down, as of right now, that's the weirdest one I've done.
Were there any questions that you saw that you're like, oh, cool, I want to answer that one or something?
I mean, I know 2 or 3 people from like the fan base or recent contacts submitted one. I know one of them named Matt.
Shout him out and give us the question.
Here you go, Matt. Your question's here. You asked Ruff. You said Ruff is a very cool brawler, more for his characteristics. But if he would be changed for something, what would I change it? I don't really know if I could change anything to him because I really like how he functions. I think maybe adding another utility gadget. I think it is. Adding a second one would be nice, and I think my concept for that is some sort of close range like engagement, like a bite or something.
Ooh.
I think that might be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Going back to whenever you were in Japan and you started out voice acting, what inspired you to decide you wanted to do some voice acting?
It's kind of a long trail leading up to that because, believe it or not, I've kind of had this voice since I was like 13, 14. And even before then, it wasn't too much higher. I was never a super squeaky, pitchy, high-up kid. It's always kind of been smooth tone for me. So, of course, everyone throughout school and stuff was always like, you've got that voice for radio. You should really do radio. And the younger guys are like, you should do voiceover in video games. And I'm like, if I had the chance, maybe. And I never really considered it a real option until I went to NakaCon over in, I think, Kansas City back in like 2016, 2017. And Matthew Mercer was there. And at the time, I was like, wasn't even considering voiceover. And believe it or not, I didn't really know who Matt Mercer was at the time. But then attending the panel where he was answering questions and stuff, he even answered one of my questions, and I learned the characters that he played, and I was like, holy crud, I love those characters, and now I know who voices them. So it was a really inspiring moment. Being able to, like, right afterwards go get a signature for one of my posters, which I still have hanging up in my room as, like, a nice little reminder. I was kind of just, it set a little goal in mind for me of, if you're ever gonna do this, do it until you can at least, 1, talk to, work with, or just meet Matthew Mercer again and be like, hey, this is the poster you signed back like years ago. It's one of the reasons that kept me just going.
This is where I hit you up to see if you wouldn't mind doing some of the voice.
No, I won't do them.
All right, so that's gonna be it for the video.
Enough. No, I'm happy to.
Awesome, man.
Let's go. Watch the.
More questions from a guy named JB Thrilla. Had like 4 questions here. Did you know what the brawler looked like when you were recording it?
No.
No clue.
No picture. Just the lines with the description of what Ben 10 and Robin from Teen Titans. So. Were there any of the voice lines that you guys did during the session that didn't make it into the game? Yeah, I actually pulled up the line, the list of lines from the game. One that didn't make it in. It's when he goes super and he just makes a kind of a ghost sound, like he's ooh.
Oh, that would have been cool.
And that's the only one that did not make it in. But the rest of them all did.
That's cool. So only Elite Gaming wants to know, what's the hardest part about being a voice actor?
The hardest part is learning to take rejection well. You see, the voice actors that book these roles, but what you don't see are the years that it took to get there. I would say like 99.9% of voice actors and actors in general are rejected for most of the time for something they audition for.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I guess you're putting in these auditions, along with 100 other people, and
yeah,
I'm sure those other 99 people are all doing a pretty darn good job too. So it just comes down to, hey, am I just happen to be that exact one that they're looking for?
So learning to take rejection well, that's the biggest thing that you have to just kind of learn to roll with it and move on.
I learned that in high school pretty well. Look at me now, girls. So what else have you got going on? Anything big coming up for you, or anything big that you've just been in that you want to, let people know about?
there's a couple things that are coming out later. Well, one for sure later this year, and one maybe this year, maybe next. That I can't talk about,
Sure.
but they're pretty good sized video games. And but NBA 2K21 was probably the last video game that I was in.
What'd you do? What'd you do in that one?
So I was in the crowd, and I was in. It was for the next gen, like PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
So that was actually a really fun session for me because that game I was actually playing at the time when I got booked for the role, and so when I went in, I was like shooting the breeze with the crew because I was like, I'm currently playing your game right now, and I'm voicing the lines in this next one that's coming out.
That's awesome.
And that was a very cool thing for me.
So were you heckling people or just cheering?
Both, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Both. So it depends on, I guess, yeah, how the AI worked, but but they have playable characters in the game, and so it was me heckling that character or heckling the coach or cheering him on. So I just got to it's like being at a basketball game. So I'm just like yelling things that I'd be too embarrassed otherwise to yell around. Yeah. You trash, man.
So you're a gamer then, right?
Yeah, I am. Yep, been a gamer a lot of my life. Most of my life.
What's some of your favorite games?
I was really like the Final Fantasy remake that came out was probably my. I was anticipating that for like 15 years.
Wow.
And so because I played that on PS1, I really liked playing FIFA.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about MMO, like big like RPG games. Like, have you played any like the Bethesda games? You know, like Fallout and Skyrim, that kind of stuff.
I have, yeah. Not so much Skyrim, but I did play Fallout for a while. But like I think Dragon Age was probably my favorite in that series. So if I could be part of a gaming series like Dragon Age or Final Fantasy, that would be
your dream job right there.
It would be, yeah. Be part just to play a small part. I could be a trash can. I don't care.
Hey, trash cans need love too, right? So, so that would be your dream job. Let's take it all the way back. Like, what was your first job, or like the weirdest, random job that you got? You're like, okay, whatever.
Well, my first job was for a university here in Los Angeles, and it was actually my first studio gig as well. And I went in, I kind of faked it till I made it.
Sure.
Made it. I like, how long, have you? You probably do this all the time. Yeah, of course. It's
another day.
I don't want to, make everybody nervous and be like, I've never done this before, except in classes. But anyway, so that was my first one, and then, man, the weirdest job I did. I voiced some little sheep. Like brothers. I played 3 brothers, and one was kind of a baddie, and the other one was sweet, and the other one was just kind of like the leader of the group. And that's not so much weird. It's just like
cool, actually. Aside from NBA 2K, what other video games have you been in?
So the other big one that I was in was Mortal Shell. Came out end of last year. That was probably the first role where I had a main role in it, and it's done by a few guys actually who came from, I think, Bethesda, and came from Apex, like the company that does
Apex
them.
Legends.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. I've never heard of the game. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot like Dark Souls.
Would you mind doing some of the lines for Leon for us?
Love to. That's why everybody's here, right?
That's right. Got to give the fans what they love.
Let's go!
Needless to say, they did need some revenge.